I love that. Yeah, it's a good list. Let's jump right into the worst list. All right. Paul, why don't you go first?
You guys are gonna judge me on my list, but that's okay. Number one, as worst one, is gonna be Skeleton Crew. I fucking can't stand that. I don't know why I couldn't get behind. I just couldn't get behind it. Didn't click. Number two, I couldn't get behind it either. Was Chaos, the Jeff Goldblum show. You know what I'm talking about?
Chaos.
However you pronounce it. Yeah. Didn't like it. Cruel Intentions. What the fuck? We didn't need a TV show.
What's the point? Right?
Why?
Like,
yeah. The newest season of The English Teacher. It's just gone downhill since season one. No. And then last
was the second season of The English Teacher. I like the first one. I haven't seen the second. Crap. All right, continue.
Then the Gentleman. I couldn't get behind that show either, and I thought I would because I love Guy Ritchie, but the show.
Guy Ritchie is more misses for me lately than hits. He's just been so off. But like he was
all style, no substance at this point for that man.
Well, I liked Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, but it was unnecessarily long, and it didn't focus on the stuff I would have really liked for them to focus on. But I did like it though. But yeah, for what Wrath of Man, stuff like that, like he's been missing. I did like the Gentleman movie though. Jason, what you got for me? What's your top 5 worst?
All right, my number 5 is La Brea. The show was fine. It wasn't great. Quiz with Balls, worst game show ever. Good Times, the animated show. I saw like 10 minutes of it. It was awful. What?
No, Good Times is funny.
The animated one?
Yeah.
Quiz with Balls.
What was the title of that?
Quiz with Balls.
Quiz with Balls.
They have these big balls. People stand in front of them. If you get the answer wrong, it knocks you into the water.
I think it's a quiz of
it
balls.
Sounds amazing. All these TV game shows are.
Number 2 was Sausage Party. It was atrocious. And then number 1 worst show of the year is The Election. I couldn't stand it.
I mean, it had some really intriguing times.
Nope.
Listen, that great list.
Yeah.
I love it. Sturdy, what's your worst of the year?
I don't have a bottom 5 for shows because I don't watch very many shows either. Like those 5 I watched was like tough for me to come up with besides like the real 3 from and the other 2.
Dan, what's yours?
So I'd like to remind every viewer and listener, I can only rate what I watched. So this is Smash's worst 5 television series of 2020. Number 1, I will say this was bad. Season 2 of Rings of Power was bad. I loved season 1. I'm not one of those like haters that came out and was like, the curmudgeon shit. No, but season 2 was bad TV. It was bad TV. Sorry, it was. 2, The Acolyte. I'm sorry, people. You can label me whatever you want to label me. That show was absolute ass tier television.
I don't think that's a hot take.
But I saw it on it. So when I was looking stuff up, I saw it on so many people's list. I already had it on my worst, but I was just like researching, right? I was like looking up, what do other people think? And everybody wanted to listen to their top 10 of the year. And I was like, I lasted two and a half, maybe 3 episodes. And I was like, I'm not intrigued in this at all. And people are like, oh, it's such a refreshing storytelling, X, Y, and Z. No, it wasn't. It was boring.
All right, what's
boring
your next
television?
Go over your
list. That's like the worst sin you can commit in television is to be boring. 3, English Teacher.
Wait a second. Hold on. The worst sin you can commit in television is being boring?
Yes. I think the whole point is entertainment, Mick.
But some of the movie choices you make that really suspect.
Movies are different than TV shows.
Movies are different.
They are absolutely different.
Any art is boring.
Oh.
Go on with your. No, I'm not saying any art is boring. I'm saying if any art is boring, it's failing. It's not.
I agree with Mick. 100% agree with Mick.
I view television as entertainment and film as art. I'm dead serious.
Okay. You look at the pictures on the wall at the doctor's office?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you do.
No, not really.
Yeah,
when you get my age, you try and avoid every type of picture when you're in the doctor's offices. Normally they try to prepare you for death.
You can't see
Troy can probably vouch for this. The one for the proctologist, because I've had to do it for. That's
why Troy? I'm older than you. So is Jason. I'm gonna mick you in like 3 seconds.
No, neither of you have had to. Listen, neither of you have had to do the thing that Troy and I have had to do.
Yeah.
No. Whoa.
There's always pictures of guys like.
I mean, not with the doctor.
Large. Anyways.
Not with the doctor.
So
Finish your list.
English teacher. The newest season was bad television. Abbott Elementary, which I am telling you right now. First of all, that is not what school is like. Okay. Second of all, and that's what I hear. It's like so real. No, it isn't. 0%. There is 0% accuracy. 2, like I know how diverse the cast is, and actually there's some great acting that takes place in that show. There's some great acting. That plot is ass tier plot. It is bad, and I'm not into it. I'm just not intrigued in it. I'm sorry. Like it's not interesting. And then finally, the one that's gonna just contrast with everybody's top 5 list, and I don't care. X-Men 97 was boring, and I did not get into it. I lasted 3 episodes, and I never returned to it. I have 0 interest in returning to it. I stopped messing with my childhood. The original X-Men was fine. We don't have to revisit it.
All right, Troy's turn.
Standing on this shoulders giant.
Smash. Earlier you said you watched an episode and a half. So which was it, an episode and a half or 3?
Like that. It was like however long I don't know, man. And I tried. I tried.
All right.
I really did.
Troy, what's your top 5?
I wanted to like it.
Or your bottom
really
5?
Wanted to like it.
I'm going to Mick people.
my bottom 5. Well, again with the TV thing, don't watch enough television. But Skeleton Crew for me is at this point is very disappointing for the fact that I don't need a Goonies movie or Goonie type movie or TV show. So I already got the damn Goonies and I got Monster Squad. So I don't need this in Star Wars universe. It just doesn't work for me at all. And it seems like kind of creepy and stuff too. People in their 50s getting excited over this show because it reminds them of the Goonies. But and the other one would be Good Times, because that's I don't know what focus
I didn't even know they
sits in
remade
there.
it.
It's bullshit. You know, it's like animated cartoon, and it's produced by Seth MacFarlane, I think, and a couple other people, but obviously they have not watched any of the source material to know what the hell they were trying to do. But it's an insult on the culture in my mind, really, from that time frame for those type of sitcoms we had back then. It's truly an insult, in my opinion. So I hope we never see anything else with that like that again. But then again, you know, it is. We have another 4 years of some nonsense probably happening. So yeah, it'll probably be Good Times going into season 15 and stuff. Anyway. So
leave my dad alone. I want to be one. I want to be one of the T's. Let me in. I won't argue. I'll let Musk do whatever he wants. It's like, Daddy, just listen to the guy. He's got rockets.
What are yours, Nick? I can't wait.
Did you finish it? No, was that all 5?
He said that was all he had.
Yeah, that was.
Oh
yeah. You can count them all as 5. You could say Skeleton Crew 3 times, and then the Good Times 2 times.
Yeah, I mean, my top 5 were just not really that good. And you know, like I don't watch a lot of new stuff as it comes out. I'm like kind of always picking up on a little bit here and there. I'm mostly movies, but number 5 was The Acolyte. A lot of things I liked about it, but it wasn't enough to save like what we were seeing in the show and all like the controversy and turmoil. Anytime there's controversy around Star Wars, I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want to even be a part of it. Number 4 was Echo, the Marvel project. It was boring.
Yeah, it sucked.
I don't know anything about it. What's it even about?
It was about Echo, the character from the Hawkeye show. She's in the comics too, but
okay.
And her story.
Thinking about Echo the Dolphin. This whole
it could have been. It would have been way better.
Yeah.
What was that, like a Sega or something?
Excluding there was one good fight sequence though. I think that's what they kind of like tried to market the whole show on, was to get people, and then after you got through that, it's downhill from that point. So
yeah, it was very hollow.
I think every kid should have to play Echo the Dolphin and try to figure it out the same way I had to when I was 9. I think every kid should have to figure that game out.
No YouTube, children. Didn't have that.
Yeah, no YouTube either. No YouTube.
Number 3, Grotesquerie. Is that one with what's his name? Travis Kelce. Just he was there. Then there was Quiet on Set, which I thought was good until that 5th one when they tried to capitalize on everything, and then it started crumbling everything down and like poking the holes in it. I'm like, if you didn't do that episode, like I doubt anybody would have questioned things.
Mm-hmm.
But like all of these testimonies are like screwed now, like because came on the show and it was like infight. It was stupid. And then I think my number one was The Girls on the Bus. It was I had to pull out of an interview. I thought that show was so bad. There was someone from the show was going to be on, and like they wanted to promote the show, and I was like, this show is bad, and it actually represents one of my favorite writers of all time, and in a way that's very one-dimensionally looking at him. And that bothered me because I'm like, I've read all his books, I've read all of his articles. So like, it really bothered me to see that portrayal of him, especially when it's a modern day setting, you know? And I got which portrayal, which actually wasn't even the most accurate portrayal. And I'm not going to tell it. Well, it's Hunter S. Thompson. I'll just say that. But they're trying to go for the theme of when he was writing When Buffalo Roam. But it wasn't even that era of Hunter S. Thompson that they used for the show, so it just really bugged me, the show in general. So that was my worst.
I can be with you, Mick. I don't like it when things are historically inaccurate.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. Well, I mean, I don't mind when things are historically inaccurate if it's good.
Oh yeah, like Gangs of New York. Yeah, I get okay. Yeah, like Gangs of New York is like one of the least historically accurate movies I've ever seen, and people just go nuts about its accuracy. And I'm like, they like 4 different plots happened in that movie, right? And they were like, what? And like those riots happened at a completely different time. The Butcher Bill, a completely different time than the War at the 4 Points. Like, so I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, they're done. I like at least get their people right, or treat it like it's dramatization. Because I think TV shows and movies introduce, when it comes to the historical side, people you should learn about. And like if you're presenting them wrong, or it's a mischaracterization. You shouldn't put your adaptation, even if he is a figment of imagination, in it. You shouldn't do that because people are going to want to know who that was.